Okay, now I want you to go down to number 7 on this page. Okay, for number 7, it wants you to find the second term in the expansion of, is that an n? N minus 4 to the 4th power. Okay, when you have a binomial raised to the 4th power, how many terms are you going to have? 5. What are our coefficients of those terms?
1, 4, 6, 4.
Okay, then after we write those from Pascal's triangle, what do we put next? Okay, and we raise the first one to the what power?
4.
Right. And then you descend. Okay, then we go to the second term, which is a negative 4. And we raise it to a 0, and then from there we go up. Okay, now, this problem though, like normally when we're doing these, we would start simplifying each term. And our answer would be 5 terms. But for this one, all they care about is the second term. So all I have to do is simplify that second term. What is 4 times n cubed times negative 4? Negative 16 n cubed. And they want the second term. That's the whole thing. If they had said the coefficient of the second term, the final answer would have been negative 16. But they want the whole term. So the answer is negative 16 n cubed. Okay, now turn to the next page. Yeah, that one they just wanted the coefficient. They didn't want the whole term. Okay, now go to the next page. Okay, number 13. What is that, an x plus 3? To the 4th power? Okay, for this one, they want you to expand it completely. If it's to the 4th power, how many terms are you going to have?
5.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make my blanks. And the reason I'm doing this is because when you take this quiz tomorrow, they're not giving you any blanks. You have to know how many terms you're going to have. And I think if you go ahead and write out how many blanks you need, it will be helpful to you.
Wait. Can we get that one? All right.
Oh.
You tripped.
After this, we'll go to the triangle and the packet, and I'll talk about how to fill it in one more time. It's simple to
I know how to
fill
fill
it in.
it in.
Not very far. Not very far. Okay, so since it's to the 4th power, we use 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. What is the first term? So we put an X on each of them. Right, and then it's raised to the 4th, then to the 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 0. Then what do we put on each one of them? 3, because that's your second term. But it starts out raised to the 0 and then goes up to the 4th power. Okay, now we need to simplify because they're not looking for a specific term or a specific coefficient. They want it expanded completely. So starting with this first term, isn't this a 1 times an x to the 4th times a 1? So what does that give you? X to the 4th. 1 times 1 is 1, and then times x to the 4th is just x to the 4th. So we're done with term 1. Yes? There's a 1, and 3 to the 0 power is also a 1. Okay, now this one we have 4 times x cubed times what? 3, because 3 to the 1st power is 3. And then what do you get when you multiply those? 12x cubed. Okay, then for the third term, 6 times x squared times... 9. 3 squared is 9. What does that become? 54x squared. Right. Okay, now the fourth term. We have 4 times x times 27. And what does that become? 108x. And then for the last one, I have a 1 times, what's x to the 0 power? Times 81. And that is
this supposed to go down like
81.
that? I thought it was always supposed to increase. That's why I thought like the normal problems we would do from like up instead of going.
It just depends on what's in the binomial. Okay, then remember, since it was addition, all signs are positive. Will you ever have a case where all the signs are negative? No. If you're dealing with a subtraction, what will happen? They'll alternate. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, for as many terms as you have. Okay, now, what I want you to do is the odds on both pages. Okay, only the odds. But before we do that, let's go back to the triangle really quick and talk about how to fill it in. No. It's very easy to fill this in. Okay. The main thing you have to remember is that you start with a 1, and 1s go down each diagonal. The outside diagonals. Okay, that's one of 2 things you have to remember to fill this in, is that the outside diagonals are 1s, and then the second thing you have to remember is to get the rest of them, you just add. Okay, and what I mean by that is, if you go right here, above this box is that box and that box, which is a 1 and a 1, so that's a 2. Above this box is a 1 and a 2, which makes 3. Above this box is 2 and a 1, which is 3. Above that is 4. Above that one is 3 and 3. See what I mean? So like, what would this one be? 5. Right? Okay? And then you just continue following that pattern. Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure you don't have to go as far down tomorrow as this one is. I think it stops at like 6 or 7. I can't remember. It's smaller. Okay, but you'll have to fill it in by yourself. And once you have it filled in, you'll do the 5 multiple choice questions.
Are there any times for this?
Yes. Yeah, I give you a blank one of these.
Is that part of the quiz?
It's on, no. It's just you fill it out and then you start your quiz. It's on your Scantron sheet.
It's tomorrow.
The quiz is tomorrow. Now listen. Let me stop this.